over 80% of people that use the medevac service are coming in for a scheduled procedure. So they're coming in to see a specialist or to get an MRI or some other sort of test that's pre-planned. People who come in an emergency situation, in a critical situation, they are already in the health system by the time they leave wherever they are in the north, if we're talking about the north as an example. So they've been stabilized, they've been seen by physicians, decisions have been made about how to transport them, and of course physicians are with them in transport. People who are facing a critical illness or injury, maybe a motor vehicle accident, will continue to be flown by helicopter directly to our 2 trauma centers here in Edmonton. So none of that is changing. What this facility is going to do is allow us to provide an indoor environment to work collaboratively with STARS where STARS might be needed. In one of those few cases, it's actually less than 5 a month where someone comes in medevac that's in a critical situation. Put all of the resources in one place. And the other thing on the travel time issue, as it does get talked about a lot, I think we also got to remember that the travel time from the Calgary International to the foothills is about the same as the travel time from here to the U of A hospital. So, the system in Calgary has been working well, and to my knowledge, there aren't any concerns about it. I don't think that people in the north should have any similar concerns about this facility.
They will arrive here before heading into the city for scheduled admissions, specialist medical appointments, or admission to a facility. But for those patients whom it has been deemed clinically necessary for a faster transport, that being about 5 patients a month, we will have the ability to call upon our neighbours for assistance, and a STARS helicopter can fly those patients to an Edmonton hospital. The Edmonton International Airport was chosen as the site for our new air ambulance because it is the safest and most reliable option for our patients. I am immensely proud of the team of medical and operational experts, many of whom are here today, that have put in so much time, effort, and sheer hard work to ensuring that patients' needs remained at the front and center of all our considerations and all of our work. So our numbers are based on retrospective chart reviews. We've had the opportunity to look at the classifications assigned to each of the patients being sent in. When patients are assigned a medevac, they are classified by the Central Communications Centre, the Air Dispatch Centre, as being blue, green, red, yellow. And then based on that data, we have the opportunity then to review the charts that document the care provided to those patients, and that's where the 80% figure came from.
The accident is 20 kilometers outside of Fort McMurray. Phoenix Life Flight picks them up. Are they going to the airport, to the airport to transfer to a fixed wing, to come here to transfer to another helicopter to go to the hospital, or can Phoenix Life Flight take them right from that accident to the hospital?
Right. Well, what we have is we have 2 opportunities here. You do have our advanced life support that always goes by ground anyway, that will be at the scene. This is the Fort McMurray Fire Department. Then what ends up happening is they'll make a triage decision. So they'll base it on the specialists that are in Edmonton and the specialists that are in the Fort McMurray Hospital, and what's best for the patient, what's best priority. If it's deemed that they can make it to the city hospital in Fort McMurray, then they'll do that. If it's deemed that it's critical, life-threatening, that needs to go to Edmonton, we do have, and what Paul has and what they offer at Phoenix Helicopters with his new helicopter that's coming, is 24-hour service. And that once he gets that helicopter, we'll be able to fly directly right to an Edmonton hospital.
So now that is going to actually increase or decrease the amount of time from the accident to the hospital for critical care.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well,
nothing has changed with that aspect of it. The helipads in Edmonton are certified by Transport Canada, and so it's dependent on the helicopter that's being flown whether or not they meet the specifications to land. So if Phoenix Heli Flights has a helicopter that meets those Transport Canada requirements, they can fly directly to the roof of the hospital. And it's also they also require the prior permission of the hospital so that the hospitals can be prepared to receive that patient, as is when STARS lands.
So that was the same before this triage center was put in, and it's going to remain the same?
Yep. It's all based on Transport Canada certification, the duration of the helicopter, whether or not it has fuel to come into the site, and the ability or the specs of the helicopter to land.
That's a political conversation. We wanted to make sure that people had the information that they needed, that they understood that there was a connected system in place. The people who will be part of the medevac system are very often people that are being transported on a schedule for care, and also people that are in trauma situations are usually connected to the medical system well ahead of the medevac system. So from our perspective, that's what we'll keep talking about. We know that there'll be lots of questions, and I think there will be opportunities for us to learn as we move along and to improve the system all the time. And we'll be completely open and transparent about that.
The Save Our Medevac Society asked today for the government to delay the opening of the medical base. Can you respond to that?
Well, we have medevac. We don't need to save our medevac. What we have is a medevac system right now that is landing at a different location, and it's important that we appreciate the fact that we're in a circumstance where at some point in time a move would have to happen because the City of Edmonton has made the choice to shut the airport. There had to be a date where this happened, and so after taking the Health Quality Council's advice and implementing the system, this was a date that seemed to be appropriate. So this will come this week and we will move through it. But in terms of delaying, that would only lead to the same circumstance at a later date. We are ready to implement this system and will take every step necessary to make sure that communities and families are continuing to get medevac service in the north. We have an integrated health system in the north. There are hospitals throughout the north. There are urgent care clinics. There are going to be family care clinics. We're building the Grand Prairie Regional Hospital. We're supporting tremendous trauma centers in Fort McMurray. So we have a healthcare system. Medevac provides a very specific service in cases of very difficult trauma circumstances or some people that need specialized care. We will always have an integrated system. We will always have a medevac system, and we will always have medical services in the north. All of those work together to ensure that Albertans and their families have quality health care.
One argument from the Save Our Medical Society, the Save Our Medevac Society, is that the province can or should appropriate that land for the city centre airport. What's your response to that argument?
Well, the reality is that that's land that belongs to the City of Edmonton. That if there was any move to try to expropriate that land, the costs would be astronomical if we could even do it. It's not appropriate for us as a provincial government to step into decisions that any community might make with respect to their land and their property and the resources. We've been faced with this situation. We're responding to the situation, and I've got a lot of confidence that this system is going to serve Albertans for Northern Alberta.
Why not wait until all 18 recommendations are
Well, the Health Quality Council made those recommendations and believe that that system, if all implemented, would provide a medevac service that they would be comfortable with. But of course, we don't just accept a report and deal with what we want and pick and choose. There's ongoing dialogue with the Health Quality Council, with Alberta Health Services, and with the professionals who are involved in implementing and managing and building the system. And the medevac system that we are implementing is a system that is strong and is going to allow for people to be safe. Now, there were some recommendations in there that at this point in time, such as the overpass that we're not going to construct. I don't think that that has a material impact on our ability to provide a safe and secure medevac system. As I've said before, we're going to review this not just on an ongoing basis, but on an interim basis.